So most designers think that the recruiter calls are just a formality, and I don't think they are. I've spoken to a lot of designers who have great portfolios, but they never make it to the hiring manager round. And it's usually because it's not like they are not qualified, but because they fail to understand what recruiters are actually evaluating in the first call. Now, in this video, I'll show you four simple things that you can do to change that. So let's dive in. All right. So first we will look at what is the purpose of the call. Then we will get into what are the evaluation criteria. Third, what would a concise formula look like? And then some real examples. So starting with the first segment, which is why recruiter call even exist, and they exist to filter the best candidate. So what is happening is, let's suppose you are an applicant who will apply through a job portal or just send the resume. Then they will go through it and then they will try to call you or schedule a call. And then they will try to filter out things. And then from there, they will forward it to the hiring manager. Now, one of the most important things here for you to remember is you have to walk the talk. So you have done a great job in writing a good resume. By the way, I have explained that in my previous video. So if you have not checked that out, please do. And basically, you have to be consistent what you have written in your resume. Some of the bad thing that you can do here is be verbose. Do not try to show any impact, or just in general show a very low confidence. And some of the good thing that you should do is be consistent, be impactful, and try to humanize the whole experience for them as well. Now the second segment is what recruiters are actually evaluating. So again, they are looking for strong signals, and in my experience, I think these are the four signals that they are looking for. So the first one is how much relevant experience you have. So if you have done the job, if you've been there, done that kind of a person. The second one is the level. So are you looking for junior level or a senior level? Are you looking for a manager level or head of design level? The third thing is the industry. So what industry are you coming in from? Product, service, domain? What is the company side that you have previously worked into? And the most important part here is the expectation. Now, this is a real world, so expect these kind of things also, that they will be aligning your role, your overall CTC, which is your salary, and then some of the logistic regarding if you are willing to travel or if you are willing to locate or not. So that's the second part. The third part is what's a simple walkthrough formula that you can follow. So I call it PIF framework. You can also call it PPIF framework, which is easier for you to remember. So it has three components. One is talking about your past or present. Second is talking about your impact. Third one is talking about the future. So starting with the present role, so you can talk about what you currently do, what is your previous experience look like. Then you can talk about the impact, which is if you have identified something, you have improved, you have shipped a feature, or you have proposed something. So all sort of this can come under impact. The third thing is future. Like, what is a good reason for you to move, and just say that. And it can be anything. It can be regarding growth. You're not happy with your salary, or you're not happy with the culture. So it can be any of these things, or it can be a combination of all of three things. But try to mention that what is the reason for you to leave. And some of the bad example can be like, I graduated from this university, then I worked at this, then I worked at that, and then third thing at this, and now I'm looking to switch and then move to the fourth company or fifth company. So that's a very bad example. Some of the good example can be like, try to just tell a story, right? So like, let's say I was interested in this, then one day I decided to do that. And then while doing that, I realized that I was interested in this. So I switched to this, and then I learned this, and now I'm trying to explore this. So that's a completely valid way of telling what you have done, because ultimately they are also making a lot of calls during the day. So it doesn't hurt to make it humanize and just naturally tell who you are and what interests you. So that's the third segment. The fourth segment is some real examples. So one of the most important thing here is to just be consistent with your resume. First, draft a good resume. Second, be consistent with it. So let's take one example. So let's suppose Arjun here is a newly graduate who has around 1 year of experience, who's working in a SaaS company. So this is how the introduction might look like. That, hey, I'm Arjun. I'm currently product designer at FlowPay, a fintech startup focused on helping small businesses manage payments and invoices. So that's just the introduction part. Then he will talk about his present and the impact that he has driven. So over the last 1.5 years, I primarily worked on onboarding, activation, merchant experiences improvement. And one of the project that I led was redesigning the merchant onboarding flow, where we worked with engineering team as well as the product team, and we were able to reduce the setup process from 8 screen to 4 screen, and that successfully increased the completion rate by 22%. So that's a short and sweet answer to what the work that he has done and what impacts that he has driven. The third thing is the past work. So before joining FlowPay, I interned at LearnLoop, an edtech company where I worked on student engagement feature and gained exposure to end-to-end product design. So that's a nice way of just mentioning what was the past work. And the last thing is the future. So I'm particularly interested in this opportunity because it allows me to work on more complex product challenges and learn from a mature design organization. Now, this is also one of the most important thing when talking about future, that do you want to join a design mature organization or do you want to join a startup? You can have your own reasoning, but try to do mention that in your introductory call. There is one more example. I won't go through it, so feel free to take a screenshot. Now, your final takeaway here is that your goal is not to impress the recruiter. Your goal is to reach the hiring manager. Now, we have talked about this in the previous video that this is usually the whole chain of events look like. So if you'll start with resume, and then you will have your intro call, then the hiring manager round, then the portfolio, then there will be follow-up, then there will be some more follow-ups. So your job, let's suppose you have gone from stage 1 to 2. Now your job is to move from stage 2 to 3. And there are 4 important things that you have to keep in mind. First, you have to walk the talk. Second, you have to be relevant. Relevant. You have to be just relevant to the exact position that you are applying to. Then you have to use PIF forward, which is present or past, then impact, then what you are looking to do in future. And the most important thing is just be consistent with your resume. So that's the whole framework. Do let me know what do you think. Looking forward to any feedback or suggestion you might have. If not, then I'll probably see you in the next one.